now at least FNSC, FNI McKee. So I want at FN, okay, yes, FNG is still is yes, it's aject. Okay, sir. We want to get a response.
I'm very soon, see you when.
Exactly.
Very soon.
Exactly.
Very
So,
soon.
that's what we want to get a response from you to us. Thank you, sir.
How do I start? National Chairman, I salute you, good fellow, our great professor. I appreciate you, and I'm very, very grateful. I want Engineer Aminu Jalal. I thank you most sincerely. And of course, all the other leaders who have come. I appreciate you. I thank you most sincerely. Our military apparatchik, serving and retired, I recognize you. All the people who have put this together, I want to thank you most sincerely. To be very honest with you, this is beyond my slightest imagination. But late last night, when I was hearing that about a dozen people will be coming, I then pleaded with you that probably the space in the office may not take us. If you kindly allow us to come home. And so here we are. You can see I didn't even invite anyone. Otherwise, this whole place would not have taken people. But there's no doubt that the complete planning and organization that I witnessed here today can only be accomplished by professional engineers that put it together. They are not clapping for us. Because it's from little things that you can estimate how and bigger things can happen. If you did all of this, I don't even know, I was looking for who this printer is, because it means that this printer can work under pressure. And if you know how the profession of engineering is, you know that it's all about responding to pressure. Everything is about pressure. I've never had any doubts in my mind that we have capacity in our country. I have no doubt that even if we do not have any single mineral resources, the human capacity that we have as people is enough to take us to greater heights. What is just necessary is for us to begin to believe in ourselves and to tap into it. I've also not had any doubt in my mind that we have capacity and capable engineers in this our country. And I've also had no doubt in my mind that until we begin to give engineers the pride of place, our country is going nowhere. I have no doubt in my mind that our engineers can hold their own anywhere, anytime, all over the world. And this is what actually propelled me when I had the opportunity to serve our state. For us, there was no barriers. There was nothing that was impossible. When we mooted the idea of building a deep sea port, an international airport, they just said we're dreamers. And I'm happy that today, very soon I'm sure, airplane has started landing in that airport. And I have no doubt in my mind that when it is fully functional, that will be the airport to beat in our country. It's the power of visioning, and it's all about engineering. And when we were thinking that we wanted to build a deep sea port, it was very, very clear that how could it be that big vessels coming from the States do not have any port anywhere in Africa. They have to do transshipment. So stuff that should come from America within 2 weeks it takes about 6 weeks. They have to go to take it to Belgium, to Antwerp, and to transmit to smaller vessels. And here in Nigeria, we are sitting along the ocean with very, very deep seas. And I said, look, we can do it. And I must tell you that the studies that we had located at least 3 places where we can have deep sea ports. In Ondo State, in Ogun State, and in Lagos State. And when you look at the kind of congestion that has been happening in our seaports, if you remember, since the Gowon days, you had cement armada. And we do have situations where for months, goods are in our ports because there is congestion. Yet there are capacities and capabilities. I'm happy today that by the grace of God, the one in Lagos is virtually ready for the commission. I think they've started testing it. We can go on and on and on. When we thought we needed to industrialize, we then thought that the way to go is to have free trade zones. And so we went ahead and created in one state 3 free trade zones. One was commissioned in 2010 when we had the opportunity of bringing the president to the state. That's the Guangdong Free Trade Zone, which was in partnership with the Republic of China. At that time, the Chinese government decided that there are 3 locations where they wanted to go and invest. In Cairo, in Egypt, in Nigeria, and in South Africa. And we bidded for it, we did what we had to do, and Ogun State was selected where that free trade zone is. If you look at the wall behind you, you see tiles on those walls, and everybody will think that those walls are come from Italy. They are from Ogun State, from non-free trade zone. Yeah, and the quality is as good, if not better, than any other time you can find anywhere. I'm not advertising them. I'm just saying to you that the capacity that we have in our state is unlimited. And what is in a tire? It just aggregates. And a big oven. It's taken to a temperature where it cannot melt. And then it's polished. Anytime I go around Nigeria, I see rocky hills. In this Abuja, even across the road, huge rocks. Why are we bringing tiles from Italy? They're just rocks. Blasted, cut, polished, and we are paying so much money. And the sad thing is that the cost of transporting them, because they're very heavy. And really, if we do what we need to do here, it's engineering. The sky is the limit. We should be exporting some of these things to various places across the world because of the capacity that God has given us. I can go on and on and on. And some of these things some of us have seen. One of the things that was distressful to me when I was working for a multinational company is when they bring permit so-called expatriates, and they will bring them, put them in GRA, official car, gardeners, cook, drivers. And when we try to interrogate many of them, they are just welders. But because they are just technicians. But because their color is white and they have done training, skill acquisition, they bring them to us as expatriates. And sometimes what they are costing is enough to pay 50 Nigerians. We will not make progress until we begin to identify some of these challenges. We identified one when I was governor. It was the fact that there was a petroleum training institute in Efon. It's now been upgraded to university. And there they train people how to do underwater welding and all sorts of things and so on and so forth. And while we were doing the Olokula Free Trade Zone, we were planning that the Dangote refinery was going there and so many other things. I was distressed a few days ago when I was told that Dangote's refinery is bringing 11,000 so-called expatriates. We saw it coming a decade ago. And we went to a place called Oni in the waterside. And we built GP. GP means Gateway Industrial and Petrochemical Institute. And we brought equipment there, and people started learning how to do underwater welding. So 2 days ago, I was made the chairman of Navy. I just started laughing. Because in that institution there is capacity. And I'm sure that part of what I'm going to invite the Navy to do is to come and see what is going on there and see how it can be used to do additional training. The point I'm trying to make is that we have unlimited capacity in our country. And I'm proud that given the right encouragement, our engineers will go places. So, what do I say? I can go on and on and on and on. The only thing I just want to say is to tell our people that they should not lose hope. There is indeed a kneel down coming. Something new will happen in this our country. And by the special grace of God, we all live to sing this song. That we have a country that God has given everything, and now we just need to do is to begin to look inward. Finally, I've said, and I've said this severally, I won't change. This country is not going anywhere until we begin to patronize our own. To make our own produce, to consume our own food. Sometimes I laugh. Apple that we're eating are imported. And God has given us vast land to do some of those things. The challenge is with you engineers. Somebody said yesterday, I was excited. He said there are no bad contractors, but there are bad engineers who signed certificate of completion for showing the job done just because somebody has come to plead with you and so on and so forth. If we raise the bar, the first thing that we will do is to say, look, things must be done properly. I do not believe that Nigerian contractors cannot perform. We need to subject them to the strictest level of compliance and to also ensure that our engineers don't sign out if they are not sure. When we begin to get to this kind of stage, there will be a lot of improvement in water. All this business of building collapse and so on and so forth. The challenge that happened in Lagos in Little, I knew what happened. I interrogated it. I was very unhappy. I can't say it publicly because they're doing investigation. But it's just simply engineering failure. Put your cameras down.